Last time on Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. Oh my god, yes! Oh, that's so adorable, and I love it!
You mean the bruises? They've been there since before. I'll only be gone for a moment.
No, bad! My legs! My legs! The color of the bruise on my abdomen had darkened significantly. Oh no. Oh no!
Even if my body is an unsightly mess, I hope you won't think poorly of me.
Greetings, my beautiful viewers! I am the Hunter of Comedy, and welcome back to Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. So, last time we saw Mayu's unfortunate demise, as well as Nana's, actually. We never saw Nana's in the original, we saw her encounter that, gentleman ghost spirit, but beyond that, nothing. So yeah, it was definitely interesting to see that. Now we're getting on to the third one of these, Encounter. We're Satoshi, okay. Well, interesting. Let's see, Tenjin 5. Is that a 23, or is it a 33? Mr. Yamazaki's handwriting is atrocious. This really wasn't my day. Knocked over my alarm clock this morning, and of course it stopped working. Very last pork sandwich sold out right before my eyes during lunch, and I was roped into a favor when I happened upon my homeroom teacher, Mr. Yamazaki, long after the school day had ended. So now, like it or not, I was on my way to deliver some notes to Miss Yui, our homeroom TA, who was out sick with a cold. I'll have to make sure I apologize to Yuka later. I know how disappointed she'll be that I'm missing our shopping date. Tenjin 5 through 23, number 11. Found it. As long as it doesn't actually read 633, number 77 anyway. I sought to compare the memo in my hand with the apartment building in front of me. It was 2 stories tall and looked a little on the shabby side. Probably about 20 years old. It didn't seem very solid, nor was it particularly stylish or chic. It was a completely unremarkable structure in every way. Apartment 207, or is it 201? I was really getting fed up with his handwriting, and from a teacher no less. In any case, it seemed certain the apartment was on the 2nd floor, so I tugged up the startlingly narrow, steep stairs. The metal staircase was thoroughly blotched with patches of rust. Why would someone live in such a rundown apartment building? Well, maybe that's all they can afford. Are teacher salaries really that low? Yes, they are. Well, I don't know about Japan, but in, America, oh yeah, they're bad. Felt a little sorry for her, but in a way, this place kind of fit her personality. Really? I mean, really? You gonna say that? With that thought in mind, I turned my attention toward apartment 201. Here we are, 201. Yeah, this doesn't look like Miss Yui's place. Door plate for the room nearest stairs had a name I didn't recognize scribbled on it. Guess that means I'll try door number 2. Passing room 201, I continued down the narrow walkway toward the end. Wandering alone around an apartment building I'd never been to before made me feel kinda nervous. Wasn't like I was doing anything wrong, but my back was still tense as I maneuvered around piled up strollers, plastic toys, and bundles of newspapers. And finally, I arrived at the last door. Bingo. This was it. I breathed a sigh of relief. Door plate for apartment 207 read Shishido. For an adult's handwriting, especially, the letters were rounded and overly cutesy. This was Miss Yui's place, alright. What's this? I leaned in to read something written in small script on the center of the door plate. Beware of cat? Shouldn't it be beware of dog? No, beware of cat. I have 2 cats. Trust me, you need to be wary of my cats. I mean, what people don't realize is that cats have knives, you know, for feet, okay? Their nails, like, seriously, if they get violent, holy shit, they can fuck up your day. That's Miss Yui for you. So how exactly does one beware of house cat? Is it even possible for a house cat to be threatening? Yes! My fellow cat owners, rise up! At any rate, I'd confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was Miss Yui's place, so my errand was nearing its end. What was Mr. Yamazaki thinking, anyway? I understand taking handouts to sick classmates, but delivering class notes to the home of an absent teacher? That just seems weird. This isn't something a student should be doing. He said he was busy with meetings, though, and really needed one of the students to help him out. Was it really okay to entrust a school student with confidential class notes? Wouldn't it be kind of irresponsible if I were to read these? My mind kept drifting from one question to another, and I'd be acutely aware of the inherent value, in these notes I held in my bag. But tempting as it was, I just couldn't bring myself to look at them, because you're a goody-goody. Mr. Yamazaki put his faith in me, after all. Which is I kind of made fun of him there, but I mean, like, it's good that he's like that. It's good that he didn't, look at the class notes. And I was stronger than that. I couldn't let this get the best of me. At any rate, I was here. I should have just been able to drop off the notes and be on my way. Putting all my doubts and misgivings aside, I rang the doorbell. Then I waited, and waited, and waited some more, but there was no answer. It did ring, didn't it? Miss Yui? Rang the bell again, also tried calling out. There was still no response. Well, she has a cold, she may be sleeping. What should I do? Maybe she's sleeping. Hey, exactly. I want to wake her, but I'm a little concerned. When I'd heard that Miss Yui was staying home sick today, we were all pretty disappointed. That's why part of me was actually a little happy that I was asked to run these over to her. Figured I'd be able to check in, see how she was doing, and let everyone at school know she was feeling better. It never occurred to me that I might not be able to see her, though. Miss Yui? Miss Yui! Nothing, huh? Miss Yui? Hello? She's probably sleeping or out at the doctor's or something, but what if she was hurt? Tried opening the mail slot and peeking in. Thought it'd be okay if I got a glimpse of the room inside. Miss Yui? Felt kind of wrong peeking into someone's house without their permission. But I was legitimately worried about Miss Yui's health, so my conscience was clear on this one. Beware of cat! Oh, a cat! A well-groomed cat was facing the door, staring back at me. With its head tilted slightly to the side, it let out an adorable meow. Oh. This must be the cat I was instructed to beware. Since Miss Yui was always going on and on about her little buddy, I was pretty sure I remembered his name. Is it Moray? Morit? I would think it'd be pronounced Moray, because, you know, the T is usually silent. At least if it's French. Moray? No, it's Monet, I think. Yeah, Monet. What a pretty little kitty you are, Monet. Oh, hello. We talked about her cat a lot in class, so pretty much the whole class had heard his name. She even had some tins of cat food hidden on a shelf in the classroom, probably because she'd bought too much and had no room for them in her apartment. How would she not? There are always places to put them. if they're tins and cats can't open them, then God, you can let the cat play with it for God's sakes. Here, kitty kitty. Monet, is Miss Yui home? Am I breaking laws by doing this? You're a cat, you wouldn't know. If she's home, would you mind waking her up for me? There's a good kitty. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. My shoulders sank. I felt defeated. What the hell was I doing? I closed the mail slot and stood back up. Damn. I sure hope Miss Yui's alright. She's probably just out right now or something. Which would mean the door is locked, I'm sure. Lost of speculation, I pressed my hand on the doorknob. And with a quick twist, I turned and pushed on the door, opening it easily. Eh? It was unlocked? Oh crap, not good. I can't let Monet get out. Your master is pretty careless, huh? Leaving the door unlocked like that. I never understood. Like, here's the thing. I used to understand the idea of when people would say, like, oh, like, you know, like, your pet is it's like, oh, yeah, your master and everything. But it's like, no, you don't understand. My cats are my babies. Like, you know, I don't have children. They are my children. And if anyone hurts them, I will murder them. You think I'm joking, but if someone came into my house and, say, kicked my cat, they wouldn't leave my house alive. Or at the very least, they would wish that I had killed them. Let's just say I know a lot of different ways to hurt people without killing them, because I don't approve of killing people. And in my opinion, if someone kicked my cat, them never being able to walk ever again is fitting punishment. And again, you think I'm joking, but there is a very serious part of me that is not joking. Monet's whiskers twitched as I called out to him from the entranceway. What's that you say? She purr is? You and I are on the same page, Moe. Or was talking to a cat. Was this what I'd become? What have I become? What should I do? I was feeling pretty uneasy. Not only had I peeped into someone's home, I'd walked in without a second thought. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Moreover, this was where Miss Yui lived. Alone. In other words, a woman's apartment. No matter how many times I reminded myself that I was here on an errand, I couldn't help feeling that I'd not only crossed the line, but leapt over it. Yeah, the line's, like, pretty far, you know, back there. Like, if I found out, like, the door open, I'd be like, oh, nope, closed door. Miss Yui? Tried calling her name one last time. As expected, there was no answer. So what now? I was trying hard to avoid being nosy, but my eyes inevitably began surveying the room. The apartment entrance led out immediately into a kitchen, and beyond that there was a sliding door to some other room. I could see light through the gaps. I strained my ears, but there was nothing to hear. No signs of life whatsoever. Miss Yui must have really been out. One more time I'd try calling out to her one more time, just to put my concerns at ease. The writing in this game is really weird sometimes. I felt like I'd seem even more suspicious if I stayed silent. Miss Yui, it's Mochida. Still nothing. Maybe she was sleeping on the other side of that door. Well, let's just have a little look-see then. Wait! No, bad, Satoshi! Bad! Satoshi gets the bonk! Good job, future brain, and I'm proud of you. Shaking my head furiously, I cast out that sudden impulse. That was a terrible idea, pure and simple. Yes, that is why you got the bonk. Entering the apartment unannounced was bad enough. Walking all the way in, opening that sliding door, peeking inside, that was just too much. Man, if Miss Yui happened to come home and find me standing here, I'd be in pretty hot water, huh? No, scratch that. I'd be in plentiful, dense, scalding water. Monet mewed as if in agreement. Panicking, I once again surveyed my surroundings. Almost felt like there were eyes on me, staring with disdain. But of course nobody was there. Excuse you, it's the cat. Alright, I can just leave a note. Wondering why I didn't think of this sooner, I dug into my bag for some paper and pen. Mr. Yamazaki asked me to come by. That should be enough, right? I'll just use some notebook paper. Let's see. Miss Yui. Crouching in the doorway, I ran my pen across the page. I brought class notes at Mr. Yamazaki's behest. Everyone has been worried about you. Sorry about barging into your apartment. Please don't forget to lock your door from now on. Sorry, in the note, I sense a presence in front of me. Just a moment ago, this house had no signs of human life in it, but now I could feel someone standing directly ahead. Standing and looking down at me. Huh? Fidgeting nervously, put down my pen. Raised my head slowly. And saw a white, slender ankle. Shocked. I shot my head up, and there, standing before me, was Miss Yui. Damn, she fine. Damn, she fine. Miss Yui? She was looking right at me, but she seemed decidedly out of sorts. Her hair was slightly disheveled, her gaze was unsteady, and her pajamas were completely in disarray. God, she fine. She was like a completely different person from the usual kempt educator we'd come to know and love. Miss Yui, I'm sorry to have entered your apartment without permission. Here. Stood up frantically and held out the note I'd been writing. But... God damn, she fine. Ow! Okay, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, future Brandon. I'm sorry. I will make less comments about her hotness. Ow! I'm sorry. Okay. Huh? She was just standing there, stupefied, with a completely vacant expression on her face. Miss Yui? Called out to her as gently as I could, but she was really dazed. Seemed almost like a ghost. Miss Yui, what happened to you? I had a sudden uneasy feeling, worried. I walked up to Miss Yui, grabbed her shoulders, and tried to snap her out of it by shaking her. Instead, this just seemed to make her cough. Hey, Miss Yui! There were those were wet, productive coughs, and spit was shooting out of Miss Yui's mouth with each one, and she just coughed all over him. You know, good thing this game took place well before coronavirus. Frankly, tried to shield my face from the spray, but my reaction time just wasn't quick enough. She coughed in your face. I think a part of him likes it. Ugh! Put a hand to her cheek and found it thick with a slimy film of saliva. You okay, Miss Yui? Miss Yui hobbled back a little, then fell to her knees with a thud. She had completely sprawled out in the hallway, moaning and groaning the whole time. Miss Yui? Wiping the spatterings from my face, I leaned over and took a better look at hers. It was bright red. Strained breathing, a stuffy nose, and a visible high fever on top of it all. She was sick as could be. I'm cold. Cold? You're dripping with sweat! It's cold. Hot flashes. Well, is it hot flashes? I'm not sure if that's what it is. I thought maybe her sweat had cooled her down, but then then realized her disheveled pajamas certainly weren't doing her any favors. Yes, we should totally get her out of her pajamas. Yes! Yes! No, future Brandon, I'm sorry! With heart pounding a mile a minute and face red as a traffic light, I set upon buttoning her up. Yes! Yes! Miss Yui, you know who this is, right? It's Mochita from school. If you're cold, you need to sleep under your covers. Otherwise, you won't get any better. She absentmindedly extended her shaking arms like a zombie, slowly reopening her eyes and looked up at me. It was the gaze of a severely fevered mind. Miss Yui,
Tsukasa!
What? Ah! 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 She's so pretty.
Tsukasa! Tsukasa!
Yui was clinging to me tightly. I couldn't move. I was frozen in shock. She began to weep.
You've come for me, Tsukasa!
Who's Tsukasa?
What a lovely surprise. I'm so glad you're here.
Miss Yui, wait, you've got the wrong person! Seemed like I wasn't getting through to her at all. And the sensation of her chest as she held me was making it virtually impossible to fight her grip. Yes, because as we all know, when boobs touch adolescent men, or men who don't touch boobs very often, then, you know, the mere touch of them up against you makes you go, and you are unable to move. It's just how it works, okay? I was utterly powerless against this opponent. I never realized before just how soft a woman's chest really was. Really? Haven't you, accidentally touched, Naomi a number of times? Or wait, was that time in the classroom in the first game the first time that happened? That would explain some things. God, am I that weak-willed? I had to remind myself that Miss Yui had confused me with someone else. Mustering all the strength I could, I gripped her arms and tried to pry her off me. She was a lot stronger than I anticipated and wouldn't let me get away.
I was so scared, Tsukasa. I was so scared.
Scared?
I never thought you'd actually come.
Flustered yelp. That's the best I got. As she squeezed me tightly, I felt as though my upper body might collapse under the pressure of her softest parts. Wow, that is a sentence. I was blushing uncontrollably. Miss Yui, please, let go. This is highly illegal!
No, I won't.
Come on, Miss Yui! I struggled to wriggle free, but Miss Yui only grabbed me tighter. Our bodies were getting more and more intertwined. And every time I squirmed, Miss Yui would just pull me in closer.
Tsukasa!
Ah! As her chest rose and fell erratically, droplets of sweat slid down into her cleavage. Why are you looking at that? That feels like a thing you shouldn't be looking at. At the same time, I, as an adult man, that would be okay to look at, because I am an adult man. I am closer to her age, I think. I don't know how old Miss Yui is. Let's see here. She's 23? Okay, so... yes, I am 34, and yes, she's 23. We're 11 years apart, but you know what? We could make it work. We could make it work. Except for the fact that she, dies in the game. Now I'm just sad. Okay, Future Brandon, there's no need for the bonk stick. I'm just sad now. No, you do not need to get a sad bonk stick. Is that a thing? I could feel the heat of her fever radiating off her steadily encroaching face, as well as the shoulders I'd grabbed in an effort to push away.
Stay here with me, Tsukasa. Please.
I'm telling you, you've got the wrong person! Questions were whirling in my head. Why was Miss Yui crying, and who was this Tsukasa person? Probably an old boyfriend, if I had to guess. But I was mostly concerned for the state of her pajamas, which had become even more disheveled during our struggle. Miss Yui, your pajamas! Your pants! They're sliding down!
Tsukasa, you're so warm.
Miss Yui, please! Realizing that not a single word was getting through, I sighed resignedly. I'd taken care of Yuka any number of times when she'd caught a cold and drawn a fever, but I didn't recall it ever getting this bad, thank God. Miss Yui was usually calm, collected, and rational. Who would have ever imagined that a fever could leave her so thoroughly discombobulated? Miss Yui, seriously, pull yourself together! Put more strength into my resistance, and finally her arms relaxed just the tiniest bit. But her expression changed drastically.
No. No, please.
Miss Yui, I'm Satoshi Mochida, not this suit.
Please don't go. Please.
Miss Yui was acting like a spoiled child. Slipping out of the shoes I'd still been wearing, I again drew close to her sprawled out form. There's no way I could just leave her here like this. I sure hope none of this seems too sketchy after your fever breaks. It probably will. Either that or it's going to be the I don't remember anything sort of trope. Miss Yui let out a lethargic groan, perhaps in response to my quiet murmurs. At my wit's end, I grabbed onto her and did my best to carry her into the back room. Her bedroom. You're going into her bedroom. You are going into an unmarried woman's, bedroom alone with her, and you're her student. My God, is this Persona 5? Gently wheeling her over to her unfurled futon, I carefully laid her down, making sure I didn't drop her in the process. And there was a matter of rebuttoning those pesky pajamas again. I hesitantly pulled up her pajama bottoms and brushed away the stray hairs that plastered her brow with sweat. I did my best to avoid seeing anything I shouldn't, but I'm a guy, so my heart was pounding the whole time. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Miss Yui's pajamas were soaked through with sweat. Oh boy. She really might have been better off with a change of clothes altogether. Yeah, but that's... You are definitely not the person to do that. But no, that would have been going way too far. Yeah, because we haven't gone far enough. I wish I could find a towel or something so I could at least wipe some of the moisture away. Noticing a convenience store bag carelessly tossed to the floor, I glanced inside. Hey, she already bought cold packs, thank God. Wasn't she using them? Jeez. She probably passed out as soon as she got home. Miss Yui, this might be a little cold, but bear with me, okay? Oh, that's adorable, especially with the kitty. Alright, I think that'll help. Place one of the compresses on her forehead and pull the covers over her. Miss Yui appeared almost instantly relieved. She exhaled contentedly, and her breathing became more relaxed. Finally, she was asleep. Ugh. Even in sleep, Miss Yui seemed to be suffering. Oh, Monet, were you worried about your mama? Because that's what it should be. It's her mama, not her master. That's dumb. I don't blame you. When Mr. Yamazaki said she was sick, I had no idea it'd be this bad. Monet had coiled up on my legs without me noticing. How do you not notice? It's a cat. I began absentmindedly speaking to him. Also, they use the exact same sound clip for the cat every time. And it's, I've literally heard, that soundbite used in, anime and video games. It's the exact same one. Just, does everyone have it on speed dial? He mewed in response, and our conversation ended there, as my gaze was still fixed squarely on Miss Yui. So what do I do now, huh, Miss Yui? You okay to be alone right now? I know she's grabbing onto your pant leg. She ain't gonna let you go, buddy. She wasn't in any condition to respond. But, Miss Yui? Miss Yui's hand had slipped out from under the futon and was gently grasping my pant leg. Hey. Her grip was much weaker than before. I knew I'd probably regret it if I went home now. Miss Yui just seemed really lonely. Yeah. Well, guess I'll settle in then. Without disturbing Miss Yui holding on to me, I took a seat beside her. For the time being, I figured I'd watch over her and make sure her condition didn't worsen. Occasionally, Miss Yui's breathing would become ragged and she'd furrow her brow. She was in a pretty bad way. Poor thing. There wasn't anything else I could do? Wasn't there anything else I could do? I can read. I glanced quietly down the hall. I noticed when I carried Miss Yui here that the kitchen near the entrance was perfectly neat and tidy. There wasn't any indication it had been used that day at all. Wonder if she'd eaten anything. I mean, when you're sick, you don't really feel like eating. You need to. You need to give your body more strength. Even if your body may throw it up later, your body can still absorb nutrients from it. The more you know. Monet's gaze shifted suddenly. I followed it and saw pet bowls laid out in the corner of the room. Oh no. The kitty must be hungry! One dish was filled to the brim with water and the other was piled high with dry cat food. Never mind, it has food. Kitty has food. I see someone's eating well around here, huh? Even delirious with fever, she's still taking real good care of you. That's not good, Miss Yui. You should be thinking about your own meals first. That is untrue. If I was sick, the first thing I would do is make sure my cats are well fed. Because if I'm sick, that means I'll have a hard time feeding them. This is also why I have automatic feeders that go off every day, so I don't have to worry about that. They will get fed. I shook my head at the whole situation, and then glanced down at Monet, who was tilting his head as if trying to understand me. Why is male human with Mama in here? This seems very inappropriate to Monet. Monet knows much about Japanese law. Broke into a wry smile. When I'd pulled out the cold packs, I did notice some cheap convenience store food in the bag as well. Guess it was going to be your food for the day. Not exactly the best stuff to eat when you're sick. Yeah, but when you're sick, you don't have the energy to fucking cook. You kidding me here? There's rice and eggs, at least. Maybe I'll make egg porridge or something. Miss Yui, may I borrow your kitchen? Face was bright red and half pained. Half contented noises provided me with no clear-cut answer to my question. Don't think I'm gonna get much out of her. How about you, Monet? Do I have permission to use Mama's kitchen? Wow, I said that early. Do I have permission to use the kitchen? Excellent, thank you. Monet's cries helped assure my guilt over entering a woman's apartment and borrowing her kitchen and letting her, cough on you and, rub her voluptuous body up against you when she's all sweaty. It's fine, future Brandon, I've got a handle on it. Not that I had any reason to feel guilty, I don't think anyway. I mean, circumstances were what they were. Still, I had this nagging sense that I should have somehow felt bad about what I was doing. I mean, kind of, but at the same time, his intentions are pure. It's not like he's, trying to do something bad, Excuse me, please, Miss Yui. I'm gonna need to, get up. One by one, I gently peeled off each of her fingers, latched onto my pant leg. The expression on her face changed as I was doing so, from contented rest to mild annoyance, but there was nothing to indicate she might wake up. Alright then, let's see what we can do, shall we? As I stood up, Monet mewed happily and began tagging along at my heels. And Miss Yui, now resting by herself in the bedroom, let out a sudden sneeze. It's a good thing she let you look, she sneezed right where you were. Number 3, encounter. Achoo! Ah! Come on, Yui. Gross, I just got sprayed. Sorry. I've got a real tingle in my nose today for some reason. Honestly. Tissues. Huh? Where did I put them? Oh, wow. Did I get that much on you? Here, use one of mine. It's the least I can do. Great, don't mind if I do. What? You're talking to me. May I have one too, please?
Let's see. Here we go. Thanks. You guys really should keep extras with you, you know. Well, sorry. Honestly. So, what were we talking about again? You remember? We were talking about what it's like to be seniors now.
Right. Okay. I figured this was like a flashback to like when she was younger. She must be having a dream.
Oh, I know, right? Can it really be just one more year before we graduate?
Well, graduation is important. Don't forget there's life afterward to think about as well. I mean, for some of us.
Our careers! Ugh. No, I really don't want to think about that. Well, there's a reason we've been subjected to all those career counseling sessions, and it's because our futures are just big question marks right now.
Yeah, they actually have like career counseling and everything, like as a part of like high school curriculum, which is a good thing, and other countries should do it.
No kidding. What are we gonna do with our lives? It's scary. Any ideas, Yui? Do you have any plans for the future? Actually, I've got it all figured out.
What?
Well, don't leave us hanging. Out with it, girl. Well, my name is Yui Shishido. I'm 17. My dream is to be a teacher.
Holy shit. She looks so much, and I mean so much, like, Naomi. Like, in so many ways. Like, it's obvious they're not the same person, but like, wow.
I butt into the lives of others without a second thought. Spend most of my time doing nothing important. But I believe that even someone like me can make her dreams come true with enough hard work. Kisaragi Academy 5 years ago.
Cherry blossoms were in bloom, and the rustling wind carried with it the soft warmth of the season.
I was a high school senior now, and was devoting myself to my studies in preparation for the day my dream would become reality. And that dream was to become an English teacher. My grades were on the fence for getting into the university I wanted, though. My best bet was to score a special recommendation from the academy. Whew, that was a lucky break. When I called the office, I had no clue what it might be about. After school one day, I was summoned to the teacher's staff room. I was freaking out that maybe I'd failed or my grades weren't good enough for the school I wanted to go to or something terrible like that. But it turned out my fears were all for naught. You have no rival in our academy, they said. So if you keep working hard, we'll be happy to give you a recommendation. Man, was that ever a pick-me-up? I feel like I could take on the world right now. I'm going to have to make sure I don't let this chance slip by. So, this trash can, why exactly is it so ridiculously heavy again? Carrying this piece of the dumpster is going to be the death of me.
Luckily it was not. Also, definitely not a dead body in there. No, definitely not. Why would there be? Is that Takashi? Hey. Turned around, stumbling onto the garbage can. The voice belonged to a male student I had never spoken with before. I'd seen him around a lot, though. His name was Tsukasa Mikuni from Class 7. I think I called him Takashi, but his name is Tsukasa. I can remember names. Watch your step. There's a root sticking out of the ground here, and it's pretty easy to trip on.
Huh? Ah! What? Ah! Ow! Hey, what's the big idea laughing at someone else's misfortune? Well, it's... It's not funny. You should be asking if I'm okay. Shouldn't you be asking if I'm okay or something?
My bad.
Oh, you don't have to help clean up. You'll get your hands dirty.
Don't worry about it. It's the least I can do after laughing like that.
Thanks.
No prob. That should be everything, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Cool. Let's go then.
Uh-huh. Ah! I remember it well even now. This is the first time talking with Tsukasa, and he left a strong first impression on me. That's really kind of you. Isn't it heavy, though? Not especially. I am the one assigned to take it. Maybe I should... It's fine, really. There. Everything's in place. Thank you so much. You were a huge help. Catch you around. Hey, hold on. I feel like I should do something nice for you in return. Don't worry about it. Your thanks is plenty. Look, just wait there for a second, okay? Making a new friend is always great. When it happens to be Tsukasa Mikuni, it's all the better. He's kind of been on my mind for a while now, and you never approached him or talked to him? There we go. Most of the times I'd seen Tsukasa before this were in the school courtyard. Spent a lot of time there sitting alone on a bench. Even after school or during summer vacation, if I happened to pass by, I would always see him there. After this little encounter, we'd go on to make many fond memories together. Yet somehow, the image of Tsukasa that stands out in my mind is of him seated alone on that courtyard bench. For you, I hope Cafe Au Lait is alright. Sure, I guess. Anything's fine, really. Thanks. You know, it's customary when receiving a gift to quietly accept it without any offhanded remarks. Well, aren't you a stickler for tradition? We walked to the bench together, sat down, and began making small talk. The courtyard bench was sort of a magical place, a mystical place, mystical place. The leaves rustled over your head, and if you closed your eyes and opened your ears, it felt as though you were in the middle of some forest. Then, if you looked straight up, the sunlight peered through the leaves, and you almost felt like you were in another world. This is the first time I've actually sat on one of these benches. It's pretty nice, right? It is. It's lovely. Yeah, it really is. Oh. So is that why? Huh? Well, you come here an awful lot, right? Like even after school and during summer vacation? I sure do. So you must really like this place then, huh? Yeah, I guess I do. Well then, there we go. The leaves rustled as a gentle breeze blew between us. We were both silent for a bit, but strangely, it didn't feel awkward or uncomfortable. So, aren't you going to ask? Ask what? What I'm always doing here by myself, or something. You're always here because you like this spot, right? Well, yeah. Is there some other reason, then? She's unassuming. I like it. Not really. So what would be the point of me asking? Well, you got me there. But normally people ask me if it's boring being here by myself, or tell me they don't get it, or say I'm a weirdo or something. Really? I don't know. I guess I just don't think of it that way. The way I see it, if you like it here, then why not come here whenever you can? Guess that makes you a weirdo then. What? Hey, don't make that face. Coming from me, that's a compliment. What? Calling someone a weirdo is supposed to be a compliment? You bet it is. I call people weirdo all the time. I like this guy. I like this guy. Oh my god, I am imprinting on this guy so that I can be the best, husband to, Yui in the whole world. Oh my god, I think I have problems. No, I don't. She's hot. It's fine. No, I don't. Why, brain? Why did my brain go there? Not sure I buy that. You're mean. The expression on Tsukasa's face was a dead giveaway that he really enjoyed talking to me. And I've always loved the feeling I get when I know my words helped brighten someone's day.
Must have been sporting one hell of a goofy smile at that moment. Actually, there's a place at this school I like even more than here.
Oh, where's that?
I'm not telling.
What?
It's my special place.
Which means it must be a totally awesome place, right?
Yep.
Oh, I really want to see it. Come on.
No way. I can't spill the beans that easy. Besides, you there isn't nearly as consistent. Laughing, Tsukasa finished up his drink and grabbed the now empty trash can he'd carried to the dumpster for me. You treated me to coffee, so please allow me to take this up to the classroom for you.
What? Are you sure?
You bet.
Thanks. I'm in class.
Class 4, if I'm not mistaken. You're the famous Yui Shishido, after all.
Huh? How did you...
You're the girl who already looks like she could be a teacher. Don't think there's a student in any of our 12 classes who doesn't know your name.
What?
From then on, Tsukasa and I met in that courtyard many times. Didn't really talk in the halls, but something about the place spurred our conversation. Cafe au lait again?
Yep.
Doesn't that get a little old?
Not really.
You drink at least 2 a day, though, right?
Hey, how'd you know that?
I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a perfect view of the vending machine from here, after all.
There is?
Yeah, I mean, it's right here.
Oh, wow, no kidding.
Doesn't matter if it's after school or summer break. Shishido buying cafe au lait is like Old Faithful. You can set your watch by it.
Well then, I guess we're even, since I always see you sitting on this bench.
What? You're back on that again?
Sure am. I guess I find it interesting that we both took notice of each other's quirky habits.
Weirdo. Our conversations in the courtyard were usually just silly. It was like talking to a good friend in class. Shallow, but genuinely enjoyable.
It's always so cool here, even in summer.
Ugh, don't mention summer.
Why? You don't like it?
Now with summer school right around the corner, that'd be enough to make anyone run for the hills.
I guess so, but we're seniors now. It comes with the territory, you know. The time for fun and games is over.
I don't know. You seem like you're still having a lot of fun to me.
Well, I'm a bit of a special case. I'm just happy because I feel like my dream might actually come true.
Oh?
I just enjoy teaching things to people and having others depend on me.
Why's that?
I guess it makes me feel like a big sister or something, since I'm an only child, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that then.
Well, that was about as dismissive a comment as you can get.
Hey, not like I can do anything about it, you know? Despite his occasional boorishness, I still felt that Tsukasa was a kind soul. If nothing else, he never actually laughed at my dream. And in a high school crowd, most people didn't take you very seriously when you're saying you're trying to become a teacher. Tsukasa just wasn't like most people, I guess. The season was quickly turning to autumn. After the school day ended, the senior floor was always a lot more quiet than its underclassmen counterparts. Everyone was off studying hard at the library or with tutors. Whoopsie. So one day, thinking no one was around, I sat down in a lonely corner of the hallway. Initially, I had grabbed my shoes and left the classroom intending to head home, but along the way, I just started crying. I was overwhelmed. My sobs echoed from one end of the hall to the other. That day, I received a special recommendation to my top choice university. I was so excited, just wanted to tell somebody.
So I told my friend Tomoe, but her usual supportive demeanor took on a somewhat harsher edge. Quit rubbing it in my face! You know I'm still totally undecided about my future, right? My expression must have changed drastically. Tomoe's eyes suddenly widened and she quickly apologized. So I smiled and told her I didn't care. That's what I said anyway. Oh, man. How couldn't I care? Tomoe's dismissive words struck me like a dagger to my chest. I'm so insensitive sometimes. Wonder if everyone else feels the same about me. Yeah. God, do I know that feeling. Oh, boy. Yeah. It's usually the nicer people that are very sensitive on the inside, you know? Kept wiping the tears from my eyes, only for new ones to take their place immediately. Why didn't I think of this sooner? So many people were still facing uncertain futures with no real goals in mind. I was completely oblivious to that. It's not really your fault. I mean, if anything, it's on them for not knowing what they want to do with life. I mean, yeah, like, we don't always know what we want to do in life. And I mean, like, I didn't know until I went to college. But I mean, like, you know, I found my purpose. Like, you know, like I wanted to be an entertainer, a performer. I wanted to do plays and, you know, do voice acting and, you know, entertain people like I do now. So, I mean, like, it took me until I was like 20 years old to find out. They put a lot of pressure on kids, you know, to find this stuff out early. So I guess it's a double-edged sword to that, you know, having career counselors in schools, you know? I was the one with a dream. Running around like the cock of the walk and blabbing about my successes and aspirations. Wouldn't blame them if they hated me. It's not your fault for being happy, knowing what you want to do, you know? It's not like you hold it above everyone else's heads. Sure, maybe you're inadvertently insensitive sometimes, but there's nothing wrong with, you know, being happy. Could someone that is sensitive to the feelings of so many other people really become a teacher? Did I ever even have what it takes to begin with? Shishiro? I quickly turned toward the voice that had called out to me and found Tsukasa standing there. We never said a word before when passing each other in the hall, but he spoke to me that day with no reservations, as if we were old chums. Tsukasa? Your face is a mess. Do you have a handkerchief? Yeah. Then wipe your face. Okay. Tsukasa's concern and confusion was clearly written on his face. Didn't want to cause him any troubles or worry him, so I frantically began wiping my eyes. Something happen? No. Everything's fine. No, it's not. You need to stop lying. When you lie, it makes things worse. Crying an awful lot for someone who's got no problems. No, it's just... There was a misunderstanding between a friend and I. But we patched it up right away, so it's all right. These are, you know, something like tears of happiness, I guess. Yep. See? I just found out I got that record. Not sure if I did it out of respect for Tsukasa or because I just wanted to change the subject, but I cut myself off mid-sentence. I was doing it again. What was I thinking? Even now, Tsukasa was going to hate me for being a braggart. Hell, I hated myself. I was the worst, just the worst. But... Oh, really? Was he really happy for me? A bit taken aback, I nodded firmly. You did it then! Congrats! Yeah, thanks. Thank you. So what's with the waterworks? Even with the recommendation, you still have to take an entrance exam, right? Yeah. So isn't it a little early to be crying tears of joy? Yeah, maybe so. I was just really happy that you congratulated me. Oh, come on now. Sorry. For what? For crying like this, without even knowing why? Well, if you don't know why you're doing it, then how about you hurry up and dry those eyes? Sure. I think I'm fine now anyway. I swear. As I rubbed my swollen eyes, a smile broke through, and Tsukasa let out an exasperated sigh. Oh. Then, as if suddenly remembering something, his eyes lit up. Oh, hey, wait here a sec. Okay. Tsukasa ran into his classroom, quickly reappearing in the hall again just moments later. He was holding something. Here, I want you to have this. A pencil. In his outstretched hand rested a short, stubby little pencil. The sort of thing you'd expect someone to go out of their way to lend you. It was pocked here and there with small scratches, but it seemed to be in a relatively decent shape considering how obviously well worn it was. A pencil for guaranteed success. Guaranteed success? Use it on your tests, and you'll pass for sure. What? Really? Yep. Told me I'd never pass the entrance exam for Kisaragi Academy, but, well, here I am, and I owe it all to this pencil. So this is the same pencil you were using back when you took your high school application tests? Sure is. It really jerked out a miracle. Really shouldn't have used that phrasing. Really shouldn't have used that phrasing. I assume you mean worked out a miracle, right? Not that that's a thing either. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I was looking at you and I thought, jerking and... yeah, never mind! At any rate, I shall happily take you up on your kind offer. Thanks. But listen, I'm only lending it to you until you finish your tests. You'll have to give it back afterwards so I can use it for my entrance exams. Okay. And whatever you do, don't fail the exam, because then the magic is gone, and I will fail, and I will be sad. Right. How did a pencil survive that long? I took the pencil and nodded, smiling. This time, Tsukasa returned my smile. Aww. You're really a unique person, you know that? It's hard to believe how much you let other people's problems get to you. You'll make an amazing teacher. What? For a moment, I had no idea what he was talking about, but then it hit me. Tsukasa had somehow sussed out from our conversation that I was crying because I'd upset Tomoe. Oh. He was turning that fact around to offer me encouragement. Good luck. Don't let it get to you. I heard you shouldn't wish someone luck in times of stress, as it just adds more pressure. That's why people tell actors to break a leg instead. I didn't care. Taboo or not, I cherished his kind words. I'll do my best, Tsukasa. And unfortunately, that we are out of time for this episode, so... yeah, I don't know if this whole chapter is going to consist of happy memories or not, but we will certainly find out next time. So, yes, that's the perfect place to end it for this time. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you being here with me. Oh my god, I needed this episode after all the sadness that we've experienced for a while, so... oh boy, yeah. Really, really happy for the happiness right now. Oh boy, I need it so bad. But either way, thanks again, everybody. And as always, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. Ring that bell for all the notifications is. And until next time, have yourselves a beautiful day, my beautiful, beautiful viewers.